Hello, and welcome to the Battleship Brawl Companion. I'm Evil for Zergan, and this episode I'll be reviewing the Archer Mark II class Floating Superfortress by MonnyMouk. That name's quite a mouthful. This is a very wide and flat submission with a 4-meter pointed front, somewhat reminiscent of the Stalingrad from near the beginning, except with about 95% less Soviet brutalism. As you can see, we're making about 12.5 meters per second here. If I put us into a turn, got a yaw rate of kind of hovering around 9 degrees per second, which is pretty good. The rudder setup is, we've got 2 in the back and 2 in the front. So pretty well balanced with a decent length of the ship. They've got a pretty good moment arm also. The front is pretty streamlined, mostly 4-meter corners, though the keel here and some of these gondolas are contributing some blunt faces. The number of propellers is only moderate, so that explains its speed somewhat being on the low side. Let's take a look at protection. While this ship is definitely offense focused, the protection is very competent. We've got metal across the top parts of the deck, a wooden deck below that. The sides are also made out of metal, and there are heavy armor corners surrounding the most critical areas of the ship, such as the turret. Under the hull, we've got a few gondolas, some of which hold propellers, but whose main purpose is to house the local weapon controller. One thing to note, every turret on the ship has its own AI, so basically there's no chance of this ship getting AI deaded. Down here we have the ammo storage, encased completely in heavy armor. Heavy armor being dense, this also serves as a great keel material, which means that this ship will have no problem with stability. In addition to the passive armor, we also have a very large number of repair bots. At the fore here, we've got 12 on each side, a bunch in the middle, 8 on each side in the aft, and right down here in this little hidey hole, we've got a bunch more repair bots. Looks to be, I don't know, I'd say there's like 6 across times 8 rows, like 40, 50 of them. So, while the focus is not on armor, what armor it does have is laid out quite well. Finally, the artillery. Again, this is a very offense-focused ship, perhaps not as much as the previous entries, the Funky Good Time or the Zero Effort Meta Breaker, but at 22 guns, this is quite a volley. Demonstrate for you here. The quad turrets are staggered at half a second each from each other. Unfortunately, it does seem that the firing delay is added again every time the gun fires. So the first volley will have the shots fire half a second apart, next one 1 second apart, and so on. But at least with cram cans, the extra time means more pellets, so it's not a directly proportional loss. Let's look at the turret construction itself. Like most other ships, unfortunately these turrets do suffer from the depth's rather strange explosion propagation rules. Although with the less volatile components being on the outside, even an explosion probably won't do quite as much damage as one might fear. The pellet provisions for the turrets are quite adequate. So you've got these secondaries with these 4 connected pellets. The overall is 32 explosive and 20 hardening on these secondaries, which is maybe slightly on the low side, but quite adequate. The quad turrets have, let's see here, also very well constructed. 42 and 24 and even 3 fragments. So, also well provisioned. And the fore and aft guns are actually the largest guns. They're at the largest possible gauge of 2,000 millimeters, with 46.5 explosive and almost as many hardening. They are quite well provisioned. And about as efficiently constructed as you would expect from a diameter 5 provisioning package. So, not only does this ship have a large number of guns, the guns themselves are also quite well constructed. In practice, one might fear a broadside from this ship even more than ships with visually more guns, due to the well-provisioned shell loads. That's about all I have to say for this ship. Even if it's not the oddest ship, it is very well constructed in pretty much all respects, and a worthy opponent for any entry into the tournament. Best of luck to MonnyMouk, and I'll see you all next time.